Today we're going to be swapping out the turbo gasket, well it's turbo to manifold gasket on the TT because it's obviously been sounding like a tractor. So I'm going to crack the bolts off and check the gasket's in there. If that's okay, I'll leave it in. If not, I'll replace it with a new one. So here is the set of gaskets that I bought. That main one there is for the exhaust turbo gasket, which I've already done. That's got a new gasket in. This medium sized one here, this is one that we need to replace the turbo's manifold, which obviously sits down behind this pipe here. Under the elbow is the turbo, and there's some bolts which you undo, and then that sits underneath the turbo in between the manifold and the turbo. So anyway, here goes. Right guys, time to get this gasket done. So we need 13mm socket to get them out, flat blade screwdriver to get them out, and a Phillips screwdriver to get that one off. And then get the charge pipe out of the way. It'll give us access to the turbo just below the elbow. And obviously yesterday I tightened this up, which stopped the horrible tractor light noise, but I couldn't inspect the gasket after I tightened it up, so I thought now's the time to get that done, just to be sure. These U-brackets just pop off. I don't believe there's anybody out there that owns a TT that's never had this charge pipe off, but I might be wrong. That's that one off. Right. Flat blade screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver. That pipe pulls off there, which is a pipe to the N75. Get the Phillips for this one here. This pipe just pulls off, and that goes to the forge blow-off valve. Back in with the flat blade, and this is the 90 off the turbo into the charge pipe. So you sort of loosen this off, and this should just pull out. There we go. Set this to one side out of the way. Right, now if we have a look down the back of this 90, we'll see there's 3 bolts. 1, 2, and then another one tucked down there. We need to slacken them off, and then the turbo shouldn't move because it's connected to the exhaust side and various other lines on it. And we'll have a feel to see if we can get the gasket out. I think when I've done this up yesterday, this is a T45. I'm gonna hazard a guess that. It's one of the bigger ones. T45, I think. Oh, hang on. Maybe 3/8, not ½ inch. Oops. That's how we scratch the car. Take that out of there. I think that gets us to 2 of the bolts, and I think we need the universal joint to get to the other. So that's 1. Nope, might be bigger. Is it a T? I'll have to check this out. I thought it was a T45. Let's try that one. Maybe I picked up a T40 instead. Let's try 50. I think the 50 is too big, but just to be sure, don't want to strip the heads. No, 50 is perfect. It's T50. I stand corrected as usual. Okay, so if we get in on the first one there, it should be okay because I had them undone yesterday. Well, they're already undone yesterday. If you've seen the short, they were finger tight, and I've never undone these. So how it become that loose, I really don't know. I think the other one, whether we can get through here onto that. Yeah, I think we can. This one was tight to go in yesterday, so expecting a bit of resistance off this one. Oh, I don't want to snap it. Right. Come on. Keep going. Let's tighten it back in a bit. Oh, come on. There's definitely a gasket in there, I'd say. Let's see if we can slacken the other bolts off and I think it's as the bolts slacken off, the other ones go tighter. So let's see if we can get on that one and that one back off any. So that one's loose. Take my watch off. Don't want to scratch that up. Keep forgetting. That's definitely loose. Starting to stiffen up again. Apologies for the interruption, my phone rang. So at that point, once you've got all the bolts done, you would slip the new gasket in and then tighten them all back up. My gasket was fine, I've inspected it by hand. There's no brakes in it, so I've done it back up. Because I think one of my, on the turbo side, there's little inserts that these bolts screw into on the turbo and they can pull loose. And I think my back one was starting to pull out, which is why I chickened out and thought, you know, I don't really want to drop the turbo today, so the gasket's fine that's in, so I'll stick with that. But yeah guys, that's basically how to change your turbo gasket in a nutshell. Now I've got to get all this chucked back on and give it a start. It's always difficult to get this back in once you've been bending around that 90. You kind of got to get it lined up so you don't fold. Sometimes what I can do is just get the screwdriver just to open it slightly. Just Just loosen this out a little bit more. There we go. It's proper bent out of shape now. So just ease it around. I'll go back in like that. There we go. Just got to straighten there. I've got to come back off with the Jubilee clip and straight. That's it. Straighten the Jubilee clip up, and she can go back in. There we go. We'll do that up as tight as we can. With these, they literally just tuck into there, pull over, and they just screw on. This sometimes be a bit of an awkward one to get back on, so if we look down the back. Make out a 13mm and just nip them up. There we go. That's them buttoned up. Let's give her a start up, make sure she's not blowing. Not blowing here, but sounds like the downpipe's vibrating against the subframe. So I need to pull that up and do a bit of rejigging on that. That's it. Let's pull that out. That should be fine. put something a little bit more permanent on the boost gauge, make that fit. Just a mild rattle. Right, let's have a look-see. Not ideal, but it'll do for now. Put some blocks under the back. That looks like it's clear on the subframe, easy enough. I reckon it's there. It's the bracket off the exhaust. Catching something. Let's start it up and have a look on that. One thing gets another with these cars. So guys, in situations like this, all you really need is a crowbar. Basically what's happened is I've upset the exhaust because I undone the top bolts on the turbo, and that's sent the alignment on the exhaust out. I also undid it at that point, that junction there, so I could manoeuvre the downpipe around. So I had set it up previously on the ramp, got it all nice, but what's happening is that bracket there, try and point to it, I feel like a school teacher, is cashing on the subframe. So I'm just going to bend that out a little. That should solve our issue, hopefully. Not having to worry about camera angle. Alright, literally bend that out as far as we can to clearance it off there. That's way better. And go give her a start. Right, here goes nothing. Make sure she's out of gear since she's up on the ramps. It's a lot better than what it was. What I'll do is what I did last time, which is get it really hot then get under, and it'll be a little bit easier just to manipulate the exhaust again with a crowbar. We've just got to basically manipulate it till it's in a position where it's not catching anything. As I said guys, it's a very quick rough and ready video. Hope you found it informative. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you guys later. Cheers, bye.